lost phone yesterday. To those of you who think I lost my phone, by the way, I had all kinds of personal back and forth messages between me and Auntie regarding all this crap, and to those of you who think I lost my phone because I was drinking, I drink all the time, slowly, and I've never lost my phone before, okay? I was on zero sleep all day long. I was forced to leave this place and not even be, you know what I mean, and not be given any notice. I was in a state of just sheer disgust that my mother, this represents our world, that my mother feels she is not allowed, that she doesn't feel like she has the right to assert. I mean, it's basic human rights, people. We're talking basic human, she doesn't feel like she's allowed to simply say to her own lawyer, I have plans. You didn't contact me ahead of time. Can we please reschedule for next week? I mean, there's nobody I run this by, nobody, that is not appalled. Isn't appalled by it. That my mother feels she can't just, I'm disgusted that Auntie wasn't as outraged at all. Wasn't like as outraged, because Auntie could have changed it. Auntie could have most definitely called up the lawyer and said, look, you didn't give my sister any notice. It's just basic human rights. I'm not crazy here. I mean, and I paid the price because I stayed up all night. I cleaned my mom's house. I had to leave early in the fucking morning to get the fuck out of here because my mother's not allowed to have any notice for something that's life affecting. I mean, I've never been more depressed or never wanted to be here more, less, whatever. I've never been more depressed or not wanted to be here more in my entire fucking regrettable existence. I am appalled at this. Appalled. 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 It doesn't feel, I'm sickened. I am so sickened. This is just not right. There was no rush and there was no reason to who does that? As a lawyer, and Auntie doesn't even care. She doesn't even care. My mother's a fucking client. My mother doesn't have to get this important thing when she hasn't even talked to you, when you spring it on her that it takes place in the house when I live here too. I lost my fucking phone. Somebody has it too. Because I was, I realized instantly. It wasn't like hours and hours went by, and somebody got it, and then I was looking around and some guy stopped. He was trying to hit him. He's like, what are you doing? And then he was nice enough to let me call, and someone picked up. You know, someone stupid is not thinking. He even let me. You know, he sent him a text from his phone that I would pay to have the phone back. But the phone is of no use to anybody. It's not going to work anymore. And he told me there's places people can turn it in and get money or something. Whatever. No, whatever. I just want to sleep all goddamn day long. There was no reason that I had to go through that yesterday. No reason. But you don't know what it's doing to me, people, because my mother feels that she is not allowed to simply, I mean, this is a case of that lawyer walking all over my mother because my mom called back, you know, because I was understandably upset. And then the woman still was like, you do it tomorrow or I'm not going to be. That's blackmail. That's what happened. I mean, but to me, it simply represents this world. My mother just feels she can't even stick up for herself regarding a lawyer who doesn't even consult with her. It makes an important appointment without knowing if my mother, I mean, I don't want to live with my mother anymore. I don't. I'm disgusted with this. Disgusted with this whole fucking process, and I'm beyond disgusted that Auntie was not even, you know, didn't she see how wrong this is? And she didn't express any outrage. She didn't pick up the phone. You know that the lawyer's not going to listen to me. That's another thing. That you know, I have no rights. I have nothing. I'm living to it. I'm treated like fucking shit. I don't even want to be. God, Lori just put a huge wedge between me and my mother. Don't even want to be near her. That's just the last straw, the bottom line, you know. Oh, I'm not going to be doing any, you know, I'm done, I give up. If my mother can promise me one day that because she never, who does that? Who doesn't contact their client for a month? The client leaves a message just wondering what's going on and makes an important fucking life-affecting appointment basically behind her back, not even consulting with her first. And I have to sit back and, oh well, I'm done. No one can force her. If she gave her that ultimatum, she should. I'm done, people. I'm done. I'm going to get the 4 fucking hearings for my own benefit so I can have on record the events that transpired in court that led up to what's inevitably going to happen in September, because I don't believe for one fucking second we're going to win, okay? She's going to keep this attorney after saying she didn't want to. She feels, you know what I mean? I give up. I'm not doing it. Why should I bother? If my mother's illness precludes her from allowing me to help her, and Auntie no longer gives a shit, apparently, because that should not have happened yesterday, and Auntie let it happen, then I give up. I'm not going to talk to free attorneys. My mother can just keep this bitch that doesn't even have she knows she can walk all over my mom. And Auntie doesn't care, apparently. Auntie cared that wouldn't have happened yesterday. It would have been rescheduled. Just in a few days, just like sometime next week. Because look how easily the lawyer did it. Think about it. My mom had just called her. She just left a message a couple days before, and the woman sets up a thing in my mother's home. None of us, I mean, I live here too, okay? I am appalled, I am disgusted, and there's not one person, I haven't got to talk to Joe yet, but you know what I mean? There's not one rational person on this fucking godforsaken planet who would not agree with me. Not a one. You just don't do that. You do not make a fucking appointment this important and not even consult with your client first and let them know what's going to happen, and pretty much you spring that on someone like my mother. You think she wasn't all upset? She knew I was upset, okay? I left for the day on no fucking sleep. She went to bed, I stayed up. I was all upset, and I cleaned, and that was all she wrote, and then I was gone all day because I was disgusted. It's not that I couldn't come home, so I didn't want to. I'm disgusted with Auntie. I want nothing to do with her either. She let this happen. She could have easily prevented it because it was wrong, and my mother, just because my mother feels so down and so just pushed down her whole life. She thinks she has no choice but to go along with something that's clearly wrong on multiple levels, including my mother had no idea what was going to happen. She wasn't told it until the last fucking second. It had taken place in this home, in her own home. We all thought it took place in an office, and thirdly, I live here too. I don't even want to live here anymore. I am disgusted. We're supposed to not have this woman anymore. Instead, my mother lets her walk all over her. You think she's going to get rid of her? She's not. We're done. We're screwed. That's it. We're done. We're done. Joe and I know damn well it doesn't matter about the IME. It doesn't matter if she passed it with flying colors. By the way, I'm not talking to her about it. Why should I? I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't have to. I matter too, and I was treated like total fucking shit by that lawyer. Disrespect. Disrespect, people. I'm sick and I'm disgusted. Disgusted, okay? Disgusted. Justifiably disgusted. It's not gonna matter whether or not she passes it, you understand? Nobody ever said if she passes this that, you know, that she's automatically off the hook, you know? They have a million and one things up their sleeve. Clearly her never would have gone this far. That's all I have to say. And my mother doesn't know the right questions to ask. I doubt the attorney's even going to tell my mother anything. Seriously. We're being bulldozed here and Auntie's allowing it to happen, so whatever. Enjoy your fucking party if you're watching this, bitch. Lost my fucking phone. Friend, so left message for Joe. If my mother's illness prevents her from allowing me to help her, you know, help her, you know, have what should happen, you know, what's the right thing, then I give up. I give up. I give up. I've never not wanted to be here more in my entire regrettable existence than right now. I've never been more depressed in my entire regrettable existence than right now. This that happened yesterday sums up what's wrong with this whole fucking world, yo. She's been so pushed down her entire life. When it comes to authority that's doing something clearly wrong, but she thinks she can't even assert her basic human rights. She thinks she's not allowed to assert her basic human rights to not be walked all over. I'm disgusted. I am fucking beyond disgusted. I'm disgusted. Beyond disgusted. Wrong on multiple levels, including that my mother's fragile and it put her in under stress, and she feels like you think she wanted that? Do you think she called back and said she wanted it just for me, that she was all excited about only giving, that the lawyer did it on purpose? I don't trust her for a second, even more now. She calls at 5 p.m. It's already scheduled for tomorrow morning. It's in your house. I don't matter. I never matter, see? Look how quickly she was able to set it up. That's another question one of my friends had. How did she set it up so goddamn quickly? And if she could set it up that quickly, then she certainly can, you know what I mean? She set it up that quickly. Then she could have easily set it up as part time. It's not like the fucking hearing is in a couple of weeks. It's not like in September. I'm sorry, the trial that shouldn't have never been, because it should have never gone this far. I have no choice. Remember, in the end, it's all her choice, and Auntie no longer cares. Obviously, she no longer cares. She could have prevented yesterday my mother being walked all over by her own attorney, and Auntie didn't do it. Didn't prevent it from happening, okay? Fuck her. Fuck her. Fuck her. Fuck her. I'm giving anybody my new fucking phone number. I can't force my mother to get a new attorney, I understand. So I'm done. I'm done. Why am I gonna bother? Why am I gonna put all this energy and everything into it? For what? For what? So what happened yesterday can happen, and ultimately happen to me too, where I'm wandering around all day long with no sleep. Yeah, I was drinking. But so what? I do that all the time. Drinking what slowly over the course of the day. But I also was on 0 minutes of sleep, and I was also extremely stressed out, okay? That was why I had lost my phone. was actually, I don't know. My bag was too full. Yeah, that was another thing. And I was upset, and I was talking to Selena, and that's all she wrote. Somehow I lost my phone. It didn't wind up back in my 2-week bag, and my bag was overstuffed. Doesn't matter. It shouldn't have happened. I shouldn't have had to leave the house yesterday. That shouldn't have happened, and it did, and I too allowed it to happen. Fuck her too. Fuck them all. I give up. I give up. I'm still going to get the hearings because I want them. The same as I would pay a significant amount of money to get my phone back. But the guy did what he did. He did that as a favor to me. He texted them. They didn't answer again. He let me call a couple. They didn't answer. They answered probably by mistake. And he let me leave a text that I would pay to have the phone back. I'd pay a significant amount. If they had gotten it, they could have called him right back, but they didn't. So I would have paid him a hell of a lot more than they'll get for turning my phone in somewhere. I guess that's what, the guy said that's what happens. So out all those text messages that I wanted. Again, for my own records. Just for my own records. Just to have them a writer. That's why I would do what most people wouldn't do. And I would pay a good amount of money right now to get my phone back. That's why I would do that. Because that matters to me. Done. I'm done. Done. I'm gonna get all those hearings because I can. And I'm going to find out even if I can get the secret meeting that my mother's lawyer didn't even bother to attend because she didn't think it was important. That's how arrogant they all were. She didn't want to waste my mom's money. They set up an impromptu, like an emergency thing to try to say that the judge had ordered, and he didn't want it, and she didn't even bother to go. She doesn't even know what was said. They were all so cocky and arrogant, and my mother's being mocked all over, and what can I do about it? Seriously. Yesterday proved I can't do a goddamn thing, because I'm dealing with somebody who doesn't even feel, who's been so pushed on and pushed on and pushed on her entire life that she doesn't feel like she has any rights at all. Oh, I know that's her mentality. It's the mentality of millions of people like her. I learned all. They even discussed that in detail on a DVD I watched. A show. It's called State of Mind. Okay. People like my mother feel that they have to bow down to authority, even if authority is in the wrong. And I am not like that. You know what I mean? I am so different from my mom when it comes to my knowledge of this world and my mentality and all this crap, and I just give up. I give up. I give up. I give up, people. Inevitably, I'm going to hear, you can't give up. You're all your mother. No, I give up. My mother isn't going to listen to me. Think about it. Think about it. If she's not going to listen to me when I'm trying to do something to help her, then fuck it. You get it? You guys have to understand. She called back the lawyer. She did that not because I was forcing her. She knew I was upset, but she was upset too. She was like, what can I do, Laura? What can I do? You can call her back and say you don't want it tomorrow. And look what happened when she did that, people. It didn't faze the lawyer at all, and in the end my mom cowered, and I got to hear her say, okay, I'll do it. I heard her on the phone, okay, I'll do it. Little girl. So if my mother I'm nothing in this life. Do you understand? I'm nothing. My mother, I know better. I know what happened, shouldn't have happened yesterday, and my mother will not listen to me, you know. Then I can't help her. You get it? My mother will not listen to me, something that basic of what her fucking attorney's up to. I have no idea. But what she did yesterday was totally beyond wrong. But you have to understand, if my mother won't listen to me regarding things when I'm trying to help her, I give up. I give up, you know? What am I supposed to do, people? I give up. I've kissed my rightful inheritance goodbye. We are definitely not going to win. This woman is up to something no good, as she would not have done to my mother what she did yesterday. I give up. I give up. I give up. I give up. As far as I'm concerned, they've already won. The motherfucking vultures at Elder Abuse Services have already fucking won, as far as I'm concerned. I give up. Give up. I give up. My mother's going to keep an attorney that I am more than ever hostile towards, then whatever. My mom doesn't know, can't assert her basic rights. She doesn't know what to ask, doesn't know what to say. I give up. She has no respect for me because she wouldn't listen to me, even something like that. She was supposed to call back, and she did, and then she cowers. So how do I deal with that? I can't. Do you understand? I'm nothing in life. Auntie could have easily called up and, what are you doing, you know, and that it would have been the end of that. The lawyer has no respect for me. I am, as usual, just like in my family's eyes forever, I am nothing but her mentally ill daughter. I don't matter, and that's all they think of me as. The same with that nut house that treated my mom like shit, okay? That's why my mom would be saying, they're not going to, Laura, they just think you're crazy. Yeah, fuck them all. I have more intelligence and brains and awareness than a whole lot of them. Fuck them all. I give the fuck up.